No, I think one song you put out this year that I also loved a lot and shared with a lot of people that also like I've never showed it to anyone and they didn't like it was Rendezvous. I think that's like everyone I've sent that to has like saved it on their phone and been like, "This song is amazing. Like, who is this guy?" Like,
Yeah, shout out to you, dude. I think a lot of people don't realize how far that goes. Like if you put one of your buddies on to an artist, that I think is equally as important if they were to find it themselves. Because it's like, oh, my boy put me onto this, and like this guy is kind of undiscovered. Like now I know about him. Now I got to share this shit too. Like that goes such a long way and helps me out like crazy. And anytime someone's like, "Oh, dude, I shared my song. I played your song for my boys in the whip," I'm like, "Fuck yes, let's go!" I like that song a lot, man. I made that song in like 2021, I think. I've been putting out a lot of shit that I wrote over the pandemic and just forgot to put it out.
I have all these presents for you guys. I've just been saving them.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I like that one a lot too. That's a good blend of like the more kind of chill, singy rap stuff. With Drew produced that one, was still like a punchier. The kick in that song goes hard as fuck. So yeah, I appreciate that. I like that song too.
What kind of started your shift to your music phase now, where you're at?
Not trying to be a tough guy. I mean, that's not. I don't think that never was me. So I don't know why I was. I think being the best rapper. Not that I was ever going for the best, because like I think Drake's the best, and I don't think anyone's gonna top him. But not. I don't know. There's just like it's so competitive in hip hop. It's like you're trying to impress other artists and not make good music for the people listening to you, if that makes sense. Like you're trying to, if you're on a song with someone, you're trying to like out rap them and not give a fuck about what the person who, it's like, oh, they need to think I'm the best on the song, which I used to legit think like that. And I think what caused the change was a multitude of things, but most importantly, an egg sandwich that I ate in Big Bear, California with my buddy Hush. So we were, me, him, and one of our other buddies, Caleb, in March of 2022. We rented out an Airbnb in Big Bear, California, which, if you don't know where that is about 2.5 hours east of LA and straight north of San Diego. It's in the mountains, like a little bit north of Palm Springs. And we were up there with the goal of just making tunes. Both of them are producers. I was just going to kind of do my thing. And Hush was producing. Caleb was playing guitar. I was trying to write some shit. And I have a song called Heartland with Hush. And he had that guitar loop on repeat for like 4 hours or something crazy like that. And so in that 4 hours, we were sitting out on the deck, and this Airbnb had this massive, massive deck that was basically on the side of a hill. So even just standing on the deck, we were probably like 20, 30 feet above the ground. So we could see over all the houses that were down the hill and across where the slalom runs for the snowboard park or whatever the fuck you call it. And people were just shredding the half pipe and stuff. So we could see it. It was super clear day. Could see right across. And we had made breakfast, and I actually have a picture of the piece of bacon that made this whole new sound, because while I was looking at this piece of bacon, and this was like my definition of the perfect piece of bacon, like nice and crispy, thick, pause. But we were sitting out there, and the loop was playing, and it was like 45 degrees. I was in shorts and a long sleeve, which was like an ideal fit. And I was like, man, dude, I really want to make music that makes me feel like I'm on this deck catching this vibe. And Hush was like, bro, we're making mountain pop. And I was like, yo, we are. And so having that conversation legit changed and made me want to pivot to finding what me sonically is. before I was hopping on whatever I thought people wanted to hear. And now I'm making music that is more me as a person coming through the microphone and into whose ever ears. That sounds a little weird, but you get what
Yeah,
I'm
I get
saying.
where you go.
This is more so, I feel like now people are getting me rather than someone who was trying to rap, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. And I think as an artist, an important piece is like being able to bring the listener to like where you're at. And I feel like making that kind of music, I feel like everyone wants to be in, like if you can be in a good mood all the time, that's like obviously the best. So like if you can
Yeah.
bring people to like a not necessarily like a happy go lucky song, but like a song like From the Highs where it like makes you feel like
Ugh,
you're in like you're just going on a hike. You're just in it's a good day, it's a sunny day.
yeah. And that song and Rodman, that song changed a lot for me too. Because when I heard it, I was just I had COVID at the time, and I was sick as fuck. That shit beat my ass. This was like late October. No. This was Thanksgiving of 2020, and I was slumped. And I went through and like I found their podcast on YouTube, and I watched like every episode. And then I heard Rodman, and I was like, bro, what the hell? But I had un unwillingly already kind of not distanced myself. I've never distanced myself from hip hop because I love it, but I had already kind of set off on a path to, I guess, without me even really knowing it, find out what I want to make other than rap. Because I tried like a few other things around then, but then when I heard that, I mean, I I use certain artists as North Stars, like Russ. I mean, his blueprint, I just copied it. I was like, consistent, make sure it sounds good, and, fucking give people what they want to hear. I'm like, okay, that I can do that. And then when I heard Rodman and went through and listened to like Mike's catalog and whatnot, I was like, damn, dude, he's on something different. And I was like, how can I do something like this, but not sound like him? Because man, every artist now to me sounds like Kid Laroi or Post Malone. Every new artist coming out, which I don't get why you're trying to mimic someone who's in their prime. It doesn't make sense to me. So I had to change. I wanted to change, but also keep. And thankfully, I think I have a unique enough voice to where I don't even think I could try and sound like someone else because I've got whatever voice I was born with, and it's hard for me to not sound like me. Um, but I think watching their camp and just studying them and linking up with John, and he's put me onto a bunch of game and whatnot. It's made me realize that a change isn't always a bad thing, and sometimes it's necessary. And I think I did it at the right time before the more rap stuff got, the algorithm started favoring it too much. But I mean, I've definitely seen right now. I think the algorithm's like, wait, is this guy like making more hip hop stuff, or is he like gonna be making this? So it's been weird. It's been a weird transition in the best way possible. And thankfully, people that listen to the old stuff are fucking with the new stuff. And I was so scared that people weren't gonna like it. And man, it's so cool to be like, bro, that old stuff was cool, but then this new shit's a vibe. I'm
Yeah.
like, let's go.
I think like Mike kind of went through the same thing because I've been to like 17 Mike shows and I've kind of been a little bit
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
it's a little weird. But I've been putting people on the mic
yeah.
for like
No,
10
that's
years.
right.
And when he put out the highs, it was like finally when I showed it to people were like, "Oh, this is like really good music now. This isn't just like cuz I mean, his old stuff is like I loved it, but like nobody else that I would show it to was a fan. I was trying so hard."
Dude, his album, is it called For the Homies? The one where he's like
Yeah,
pouring
for
out
the
like,
homies, yeah.
I mean, that album is a solid transition album though,
Yeah.
from him going to more of like his kind of fraternity rap stage to just being a really good songwriter, but also kind of playing at this more or poking at this more vibey sound to then just sending it with the highs. But even that tape that he dropped in between then with White Flag on it and
Are you ready?
Cabo and
Yeah.
that tape is hard,
Yeah.
bro. Tape
White
is
Flag's probably my favorite on there. That's yeah.
White Flag is hard, man. But he had that one song off of for the homies. I think it was on that one called Honolulu, and
Yeah, the video for
I
that.